How do you get your period back as a female athlete? In this video, I'm going to show you in simple steps on how you can get your period back, what you have to do without being in the dark about what's actually causing it. So you actually have a plan, you actually know what's going on in your body when you don't have your period. And I'm also going to explain why female athletes, specifically competitive athletes, lose their periods even more than just regular women. And the cause of the not having your period is the same for competitive athletes and for regular women, but you will also see on why it can happen even more when you are a competitive athlete or when you're just an athlete and you train a lot and you are under lots of adrenaline. So what's actually going on in your body when you're not having your period? So basically there are three things that are causing that. The first one is that you have a low-grade viral infection in your reproductive system that is causing you to have irregular menstruation or to not get your period at all. And that virus is commonly the Epstein-Barr virus. And the issue with that virus is that virus basically has 4 stages when it enters our body. So in the beginning, if you contract that virus, it is most of the time dormant. Sometimes you can get a little scratchy throat or anything like that, but most of the time it's dormant. In the second stage, it attacks your immune system for the first time, which means you get the common mononucleosis. This is actually where most people are familiar with that virus. But after getting mononucleosis, which is also the infamous kissing disease, this virus is nesting into organs. So it's nesting in your liver, for example, it can nest in your spleen, but it can also nest in the female reproductive system. And when it nests there, and it also has stages 3 and 4, but right now we're just focusing on stage 2 because that's where it's actually heading into the reproductive system. And in that moment, it can cause you to get irregular periods, and it can also cause you to not getting your period at all. And the issue with that is that you can also look up on blood tests to look for the Epstein-Barr virus. You can test for it, but they actually don't know that there are over 60 varieties and they can only test for one. So even if they don't show up, even if the virus is not showing up in the blood test, still doesn't mean or still is giving you proof that you don't have it, because they can only test for one. So if they can only test for one and there are over 60 varieties, it's not they can give you proof about you're not having that virus at all in your body. And second of all, this virus sits in the organs now. It's not even in the bloodstream anymore. So that means it's undetectable. So even if you take your blood and even if it says, I don't have EBV, doesn't mean you actually don't have it. That's the first and one of the main reasons, and it's actually the most common reason for not having your period. The second reason is adrenal dysfunction. This can also be caused by the Epstein-Barr virus because in stage 3, the Epstein-Barr virus is attacking your thyroid. And this can actually throw your whole endocrine system off, and your adrenals have to kick in to produce the hormones that your thyroid can't produce anymore, and that is weakening your adrenals as well. This can also lead to irregular menstruations or not getting your period at all, because the adrenals are the masters of our endocrine system, of our hormonal system. And if they not work properly, this can lead to not having your period. On top of that, there's also another reason, which would be just simply you're eating too many fats and too many proteins, too much dairy, too much eggs specifically. It's probably the worst food when it comes to the female reproductive system because it feeds the viruses that are sitting in there. So this virus also, by the way, is causing endometriosis, it's causing PCOS, it's causing fibroids. And the more eggs you eat, the more you feed that virus and the more you're getting these symptoms and these issues grow. And it's very much likely that if you don't get rid of eggs, you probably not get your period back. I know that's a hard statement, but getting your period back is mostly getting rid of the viruses in your reproductive system. And that's actually how you do it. In order to get your period back, it's not only about taking supplements to balance out your hormonal system, it's even more important in the first place to change your diet, to cleanse your reproductive system. Because in that way you get rid of the Epstein-Barr virus, you get rid of other toxins in your reproductive system. You can also strengthen your adrenal glands with the right kind of diet. And in that way, over a longer period of time, sometimes it can take only a couple of weeks or a couple of months, sometimes it takes longer. In that way, you can actually get your period back because now you know what to do, now you know what's going on, now you know what to do about it. And of course, red raspberry leaf or chaste tree berry, these things are amazing, incredible for this problem. But they alone probably won't help with that. You need to change the diet. You need to know on how to cleanse the body and specifically how to cleanse the reproductive system in general. And that's how you can get your period back. And the reason why female athletes are having more issues with irregular menstruation and with not getting your period are the adrenal glands. Because as I just mentioned, the adrenal glands can also play a big role when it comes to not getting your period. And as an athlete, specifically competitive, you're training a lot. You're under immense stress. Maybe you're even running on caffeine every day. And that is prompting your adrenals to release lots of adrenaline in your body. And this is also weakening your adrenal glands, which can lead to more irregular menstruation and not having your period at all. This is the reason on why female athletes get more problems actually with their menstruation. And in order to help you with that, I make it possible for everybody to schedule a free discovery call with me, because that's actually a very individual situation. Sometimes people have that, or women have that viral load. Sometimes it's more of an adrenal issue. Sometimes it's more of a diet issue. So in order to figure out if and how I can help you, I offer everybody to order or to book a free discovery call online. Or what you have to do for that is to go to my website www.theobergmann.com, and there you can book your free discovery call. We will call you then for 10 to 15 minutes to figure out if and how I can help you. And if we think I actually can help you with that, we would move on to a second call, which would be a strategy call for like 60 to 90 minutes on Zoom in a one-on-one with me. And then I will actually show you a strategy on how you can get your period back, where I think what is the most important thing we have to get rid of or we have to work on in your specific situation. And that's what we're gonna do in that longer call. So all you need to do is to go on the website and book your call. And I highly recommend you doing that, because if not, it is likely that you probably never get your period back. And of course, in that moment right now, maybe it's not an issue for you because you're not thinking about having kids. Maybe it's even comfortable for you because you don't have to go through, the menstruation process. You don't have to go through all that process that you're feeling tired and weak and you're getting the PMS symptoms because you're an athlete right now and you actually want to train all day. I totally get that. But I also think that you want to have a healthy hormonal system. I also think that you want to be fertile. I also think that you want to have kids sooner or later in your life. And if you don't take action, if you don't do anything about that, this issue is not going to solve. So I would highly recommend to you, book that call, just figure out if and how I can help you, and then we can move on from there. So thank you for watching and see you in the next video.